It's Linus. I know some people don't like Linus. I think he's fine. I don't have a problem with Linus. But we're gonna watch TikTok computer hacks. We watched them do stupid tech in movies. I hope to God they come out with more of those because that was fucking hilarious. But this one is TikTok. We watched stupid TikTok mechanics yesterday, so let's watch stupid TikTok computer hacks with Linus. I think this may be fun. I think this is good. I do think this is definitely going to be interesting and fun. Yeah, I mean, he's definitely not PC Jesus, but he's definitely a very good resource. I find him to be a very interesting resource on, on with his opinion regarding things tech related. I also like seeing like Mudahar and, other people. I like seeing different takes on something. So, oh, okay. Well, I mean, Comrade Linus, he is a content creator, and from Canada. So, okay, Donut, you have a good night. Get some sleep. Alright, so let's see what kind of interesting TikTok computer hacks Linus has for us today in 3, 2, 1. Hacky, 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 hacky.
Myself on high quality tech tips, but those take like 10, 15 minutes. You guys don't have time for that. Could they be distilled into more like 10 or 15 seconds? To find out, we took some of the best tech talks, that is to say, TikToks with tech tips, and we're gonna tell you guys if they check out. Starting with this pile of broken cable boxes.
Yep.
This is gonna be interesting. Unlike our sponsor, CableMod, they're just cables, but they look fantastic. CableMod allows you to personalize the look of your PC with custom colored cables. Try out their configurator and get a realistic preview.
Actually, I know this is like just an ad, but that's actually very clever. Where you can get customized colored cables. That's actually kind of clever, honestly.
Of your cables at the link down below.
And Welch, it depends on what the specific quote-unquote hack is. I mean, if it's anything involving a spicy pillow, that'll kill you.
One of the most fun things for me about this is I haven't actually seen any of these tech talks. And our first one is from Dylan.
Dylan.
Did you hear what he did there by mistake? He started to say TED Talk and ended up calling TED Talk. I thought that was just kind of funny.
844.
Got it. There's a lot of Dylans.
I asked to go to the thrift store and pick up these old DirecTV DVRs.
This TikTok suggests that a great way to get a cheap hard drive is to go to the thrift store and buy one of these old DVRs for as little as $5, or we paid $10.
Yeah, Tysell, I've seen multiple LTT stuff, and yeah, they've done some sketchy shit on LTT. I have seen it. But they've also done some really cool stuff too. Hi, Plug. Welcome back.
$10, then strip it down to extract the nummy hard drive. Dylan suggests that you can find drives that are as large as 1 or even 2 terabytes inside these units, which would be one heck of a value. And we can actually already see in this one that Dylan might be onto something. One thing Dylan glossed over in his very concise guide, though, is that those are security screws.
Okay, just hold on there for a second. That's not very safe. You can hold that a bit better.
Oh yeah, not bad.
Oh my.
Oh yeah.
You want some gloves? I'm gonna get you some gloves.
No, I'm fine. I am very covered in metal shards.
Can I suggest a thing?
I'm good.
Linus! Seriously, dude! Seriously, Linus, what the hell? Yeah, I feel like Linus is the child, and his coworker there is like the parent trying to get him to do something.
Now it's time to find out what I got for my $30, starting with the gray one that definitely has a hard drive inside. Wow, that is a
that's a little dusty.
disgusting machine.
Yep.
And sure enough, SATA hard drive. Got some hot
And a
glue on the
Seagate. Okay, so that's a Seagate. 160 gig. So it's a Seagate 160 gig hard drive, not worth it. See, it being a Seagate is fine, but it's only 160 gigs. Definitely not worth it. So this must be a really old one. I mean, yes, it's a SATA hard drive. It'll function like a hard drive, but it's a waste of space. Fell. It's not ID. That's SATA. That's not IDE. Unless you're just saying that you that you remember the days of IDE, you long for the days of IDE.
connectors to make sure that they don't come out. I've seen that trick before, and oh, that's a disappointment. I don't even know what a DB35.2 is, but I know 160 gigabytes when I see it. That's not worth the $5 Dylan promised, let alone the 10 that I paid. This is like those videos where you just open up Pokemon card packs or Kinder Surprises, except nerdier and way grosser. There we go. Hey, 500 gigs this time.
500 gig WD. Okay, if you only paid $5 for this, that's not bad. That being said, I wouldn't put anything on this hard drive that I was concerned about. That I was concerned about keeping safe. Well, no, Volt, the old style SATA drives are worth it if you need external storage. If you're looking for something like, for example, like all of my VODs, all of my YouTube videos that I've edited together, I've saved them all and I've got them all stored on an external HDD. So they do have their uses. So Tysel, they still do have their uses. If you mean internally, if you're talking about internal hard drives, yes, I could see where 1 terabyte internal drives are barely worth it, especially if you are a gamer. If you are a gamer, your bare minimum these days is indeed 2 terabytes. I will 100% agree with that. For storage drives, which is what I would be thinking for this big boy WD, HDD is perfectly suitable as a data storage drive. Or if you wanted to get a whole bunch of these and build yourself a RAID. You know, if you could get like 5 of these at $5 a piece, you've now got a 500 gig RAID that you can put together. So might be worth it. If you're only spending $5-10 for these, might be worth it.
I mean, I actually don't know that I would pay $10 for a 500 gig drive, but that's a lot better than paying $10 for a...
You know what? There are still 500 gig HDDs on the market today for like $50-60. I think I think 500 gig hard drives, HDDs, are still on the market now. In fact, let me look. I'm now curious. Hang on. 2 seconds. I'm going to find this out because I am curious. Because I'm pretty sure they're still on the market. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. Okay. Let's see. Where are you? Hang on. Where are you? I know you're here. Okay, here we go. Okay, there we go. So, size. Where's... No, not what I want. Interface. Okay. So, like, you can get a... Ah, here we go. This is what I was looking for. Okay. Perfect. Yes, this is exactly what I was looking for. So, a... That's an 8 terabyte. Let me see if I can find it in a different size. Hang on. Where are you? Come on. I know you're around here somewhere. Anyway. Hello, Blade Quarter. Here we go. Western Blue. Got it. Okay. So this is a 1 terabyte. It is not a 500 gig, but a Western Digital Blue internal hard drive is $80 for 1 terabyte. So if Linus paid $10 and he gets a 500 gig hard drive out of it, not a bad deal. If you need an HDD, because going in, these are only going to have HDDs. So if you're looking for a really cheap HDD, this is not a bad way to go. Honestly, it isn't.
160 gig drive, am I right? Now for door number 3.
Hi, Kaizu.
500 gigs. What is a pipeline hard drive? Man, these OEM only models that I've never heard of. Very, very strange. Still, this is at least worth extracting, so we gotta go ahead.
Oh, wow, a 10 terabyte NAS drive? Nice, Bulge. Nice. That's a nice find there.
And take out 2 standard Phillips head screws right here and here. Then do a little bit of negotiating because the other side is actually held down by these little bent metal tabs. And a 1.
Oh my God, Linus, you could have just taken a pair of pliers and gone, eat, and bent the tab back the other way. Why does he always have to break stuff? Hi, Spartan. I'm watching Linus disappoint me with his technology handling skills.
Hard drive.
Oh no, that's probably
I
fine,
know he does
honestly,
it for
actually.
views.
The way they validate these things, it's like crazy. A few more screws to remove the hard drive from its sled. Then we pop this guy off. Et voila, completely standard 500 gig drive. All in all, we salvaged 1.16 terabytes of hard drives for about $23 US. Not the worst deal on earth, but
terrible.
Dylan failed to mention a few things. The tools required to actually extract the drives, the precautions that should be taken when working with equipment that has exposed power supply circuitry, like these DVRs, the incredibly important step of checking the model number of the unit so that you can find out how much hard drive space it has before you buy it, and of course, the minor detail that these hard drives have been in use for oftentimes a...
Yeah, Shadowclaw, you're right. That is the trade-off, where if you're getting one of these, you can count on it being having a lower lifespan because who knows how many times, how many rewrite cycles it's gone through, how, usually when these get thrown away, they literally just get tossed away. So the hard drives and nobody cares. They'll just throw these into a bin. And what physical condition the drives are in. You are 100% right about that. That's why it's a gamble. And hi, Echo. How are ya? That's why when I worked in a, but my last job, we would take in electronics for recycling. And while I never fucked with the cable boxes, if it was a computer that came in, the one thing I always did is, number one, I would ask the person recycling their computer, do you want your hard drive back? And if they said, no, I do not want the hard drive back, I say, okay. And I would remove the hard drive. And if it looked like it was a hard drive that I could make use of, free hard drives. If it was a hard drive that I couldn't make use of, it got the ham. And plus I ordered RAM from these things. Like when I left behind at my last job, like a stack of 4 and 8 gigabyte sticks of RAM because every laptop that came in to me for recycling, I was taking that RAM. Because whenever I'd work on someone's computer, if they only had 4 gigs of RAM and there was an available RAM slot or something, I would always upgrade them to 8 gigs. I took you. Me, I did. I stole more. Then why are you telling me to stop, Ace? When should stop?
Very long time under non-ideal conditions, and the odds of them actually working are less than 100%. In fact, only 2 of them spun up and were detected by our system, and only 1 of them, a 500 gig model, managed to pass a short drive self-test. So overall, a lot more creative than shucking external drives, but these omissions are gonna cost Dylan 844 a few points. I give this tech talk a 7 out of 10. But
Ace, I thought you were telling me to stop talking. I'm like, what the fuck am I saying that's so wrong? You should really put that whole into one post next time.
adding sketchy hard drives to your system isn't the best idea. What can you do if your drive is full? Well, one idea is to just free up space on your existing machine. We watched countless TikToks, and this one by Hardware Savvy is definitely the best, but also the most infuriating because he almost got it right.
How to instantly free up gigabytes of space from your PC.
And you'll be surprised to find a lot of apps that are taking up a lot of space that you haven't used in a long time, like this one here.
This is all fine.
In the next video, I'm going to show you a tool that's going to allow you to free up tens of gigabytes of data that you never thought existed on your hard drive.
He shows Winderstat briefly. No video about it ever.
Let's see. Okay, so let's say someone has one of these boxes for 3 years, 365 days, freeze well. Oh yeah, I mean, you're exactly right, Shadowbot. There is the hard drives coming out of these PVRs are torn the fuck up. Absolutely, no question. Absolutely.
Comes out.
Okay.
What do you say?
Briefly. No video about it ever comes out.
A tool that's going to allow you to free up tens of gigabytes of data that you never thought existed on your hard drive.
He shows Winderstat briefly. No video about it ever comes out.
I have not familiar with that.
Okay. Uninstalling unused programs and cleaning up temporary files are both a good start, but the truth is that 4 gigs isn't even enough to install many game patches these days, let alone the entire game. And that's where the type of tool that TechSavvy showed us but then didn't demonstrate how to use is much more useful. We're gonna go to ninite.com, select Winderstat, get your Ninite, and we're gonna install one of those tools and show you guys how to use it. Now that Winderstat is installed, all we need to do is wait for the analysis to run. You have 18.5 gigs in your recycle bin, Alex. When the analysis is done, you get this great visualization that shows your entire drive as a mosaic of little squares and rectangles. Then, if you select
So it's a modern version of the defrag. It's like a modern version of the defrag window. If anybody remembers defragging your old Windows machines.
a particular folder, you can actually see an outline of every one of the individual files inside that folder. And that's what's really great about a tool like this, is instead of only targeting temporary files that the operating system itself created and knows are temporary, it can target files that you created temporarily and then totally forgot about. Overall, we were able to free up almost 30 gigabytes of unneeded data. So I give this tech talk a 10 out of 10 for the idea. The implementation, where if he doesn't actually make the video he promised, drags it down to about a 3.
Oh.
We have no idea why these videos.
Wait, that was Linus? I thought that was someone else entirely. With software? Hang on. Hang on, I will go back so you can get the software name.
To use is much more useful. We're gonna go to ninite.com,
Okay, so you got that. It's ninite.com.
select Winderstat,
And it's the app, the program is called Winderstat. So that's what it is. The website's ninite.com and the program is Winderstat.
that is your select funding. It can be written at its promise. We have no idea why these videos
Okay,
are
that
so
wasn't
big
Linus.
on TikTok. This is not hacking. It's the easiest, cheapest content ever, but for whatever reason, it racks up millions of likes. So there, fine, we tried it. But that wasn't really the point of this segment. The point of this segment is to try out some of the top TikTok hacks that are about as hacking as what I just did was. Our first hack from Drias has 750,000 likes and almost 100,000 shares.
You go up to this top bar and you type in prnt dot.
Okay. You already know you're in for some bullshit because she's on a tiny this looks like a 12-inch MacBook. This looks like a 12-inch. Well, no, okay, I'll say it's a 13-inch MacBook. But look at the nails. Yeah, she's a hacker. She's a hacker. Sure she is. I can't wait to see what this great hack is.
/ any 2 letters and any 4 numbers, and you press enter and it will give you a screenshot from somebody's phone.
Okay, so we're just going to an image uploading service, typing in random characters and hoping to creep someone's image up.
Enter.
1,000 shares.
You go up to this top bar and you type in prnt.sc / any 2 letters and any 4 numbers, and you press enter and it will give you a screenshot from somebody's phone.
Okay, so we're just going to an image uploading service, typing in random characters and hoping to creep someone's pictures.
Yeah, so I did this for about 20 minutes. There are a couple that we can't show, but those were just stuff like full GPA breakdowns, English proficiency tests, and someone's onboarding for a job in India as a mechanical engineer, where they were making $3 an hour. Also, lots of invoices and some Bitcoin wallets, all of which are not things you should be putting on here.
Okay, so what's happening here is people are using more advanced screen capture software than what's included with their computer. Snipping Tool, which comes with Windows, will allow you to drag a window and then save that file, but it only saves it locally. Some of these other programs, like ShareX for example, have features that allow you to automatically upload the image to an image sharing service, and then they will actually take that URL, automatically copy it to your clipboard, and then allow you to paste it and share it with someone else. It's very convenient when the images you're capturing aren't confidential or private, but this goes to show you how easily people could stumble across them, whether by accident or, in this case,
Well, it also goes to show you that some people are fucking stupid when it comes to their internet privacy and security. Because they didn't, they had to have, they had to have signed up for the service and deliberately posted these screenshots to this service. So, I mean, these screenshots are intentional, as far as I can tell. So people just being stupid, as far as I can say. What? And you don't even need to consult your friend. Like before you look into a new piece of software, like you hear like about this new piece of software that sounds like it could be very useful on your computer and useful to what you do, just do a little bit of research. Literally, just do a little bit of research on your own. I guarantee you, any piece of software or any piece of hardware that you are considering, literally, you can Google about it and you can find a dozen articles that will talk about it, about whether or not it is good, what it does, etc., etc. No, Shadow, I have not. I have not been a member of those groups. I belong to one group, and you know what group that is. That's this group right here that you see at my lapel. That's the one group that I have been a part of. That's it. I don't really get in. I'm not a group person. I really don't do a lot in group stuff.
on purpose.
Do you want the best one that I found?
Couch potato. Okay. Yeah, I don't really, like, I do stuff with computers, but I don't get into that. I don't get into it that deeply. I don't build my own computers or anything like that. The fuel rats, Potato. It's the fuel rats. But yeah, I don't I know stuff about computers. I've worked with computers, but I'm not that deep into it. Lapel is this thing you see on my upper, up by my left shoulder. Hang on. This is a lapel. See? You see? And I have my little pin on the lapel. There we are. Okay. Well, lapel refers to a part of clothing. The pin is the little badge. Lapel is referring to the area of clothing that it is pinned to.
Not porn, is it? I'd be enjoying a glass of wine, sitting back in a black leather armchair, watching a fireplace while the walls of the room I'm in are covered in screaming and wailing faces. Yeah. Definitely a way to kill an hour if you have nothing else to do, and unlike any of our other hacks, you are actually accessing compromised information someone didn't intend to share with you. I'm giving it a 10. Time for our next hack. Everyone knows about Inspect Element. Yep.
Mhm.
It allows you to edit the contents of a web page, but if you
Which, if any of you guys have watched Scambaiter, you know that is how scammers will trick old people that don't know about computers. Is they will use a demo version of a bank's webpage, and then when they will black out a victim's screen, open up the editor and change make a change to where the dollar amounts are supposed to be, to trick them into thinking that the scammer accidentally sent the victim too much money, so now they have to pay that money back. That's how they do it. They go into this and change the information. It's really quick. They're not like doing programming. They're literally just changing the one part of this code where it shows the dollar amounts in a given in an account on the page. They're literally just changing what is viewed on the page. They're not actually changing the page as a whole, because it's still a demo page. It's not real in the first place. It is a demo page. They're literally changing a value. They're just changing a value, and that's it. So that's how these scammers do it. They'll basically that's why scammers will get victims to do file sharing or sorry, screen share. And they will be able to take control of your computer using AnyDesk, or TeamViewer, those kinds of programs. Unfortunately, have gotten a very bad rap because scammers use that as a tool of choice. And they will gain access to your computer that way while you're on the phone with them. They'll have you bring up your bank, and then the scammer will black out your screen, bring up a demo page of the bank. There's like a demo web page that looks like almost identical to your real web page, only it does say for demonstration purposes up at the top. And then they will open up the editor here and change the value of the bank account numbers. So they don't display 0, they will actually display an actual number. And then they will change, and they'll say, okay, we're going to be sending you your refund now so you can check your bank. And then they black out the screen, change the value to make it like 10,000, 20,000, whatever more. Then they let the victim view the screen. They go, "Oh my God, we sent me too much money. You've got to send that back. I'm gonna lose my job." And they go into this big old sob story. But because they're targeting elderly people, the elderly people, they fall for it, because these are individuals that don't have a fucking clue about technology. And that's when they have them going to the stores to get gift cards and like Apple Play cards, Google Play cards, Steam cards, what have you, because they say it is they don't call it a gift card. They will actually refer to it as I forget what the actual term is that they use, but that's how they trick them, is they simply just go into the editor. And that was a very long-winded thing, but this just reminded me of that because for a while I used to watch a lot of scam baiter stuff. So that just reminded me of it.
If you go to console and write document.designmode equals on, you can edit just about anything on the page by typing normally. It's still not a hack, but if you're into doctoring screenshots and causing mayhem within your social circle, I could see this one coming in handy. I give this one a 9. It's just so convenient. I can share this with Steve right now. Steve just got back to me. WTF? What the is this, lol? Joke or no? I am literally the worst friend. I dropped everything and immediately changed the password and checked the account. Yeah, can I upgrade that one to a 10 out of 10?
Yep.
Time for our next hack.
This one's my favorite.
Well, I'd like to consider myself a little smart guy, Zoo. I think I've got a good head on my shoulders.
Oh God, okay, I see where this is going. Time to hide this homework folder. Customize, change icon, pick an icon no one could ever look for. Yep, hidden for.
This is a hack? Well, I guess maybe for a teenage girl it's a hack. I don't know.
Forever. Hiding in plain sight? It's not hacking, but I give it an 8.5 out of 10.
Nope. Gonna have to disagree. This is for creativity. It's not a hack. I'll give it a 5 out of 10. It's not an 8.5 out of 10. Linus is being far too generous. I guess he's too kind-hearted. Me, I'm a real bitch.
Really?
Well, the thing about hiding a folder is that if whoever's looking for it knows how to show hidden folders, they will be able to find that one. So you can see it's as simple as changing my File Explorer settings to show hidden folders and boom. Now MSN Network shows up and you can see it's kind of grayed out. That's what hidden folders look like. So me, an intellectual, I'm
Bye, Telos. Have a good night.
gonna go, someone was trying to hide this. Oh my. A better way to hide it is to just leave it in plain sight then and encrypt it. So now our original MSN network, boom, is empty, and this new folder can only be accessed by me. Now that's a money shot. How to view any private Instagram post.
So what you're first gonna do is you're gonna right click, hit inspect.
Oh good, we're back to inspect element.
Click that and you're gonna hit remove. So after y'all remove the page hide button, all you gotta do is hit the refresh button. Boom, there y'all go, man.
That is pathetic if that actually works. You reload the page. Maybe at some point it was this easy. Apparently it doesn't work anymore. I'm giving this.
I imagine that may have worked at one point. You know, who knows when that TikTok came out. So at one point that may have worked, and then I think they said it was Instagram. Probably discovered the vulnerability and patched it. That's, you know what, once upon a time, maybe it would have worked. It's possible.
So 1 out of 10. Why does it have 23,000 likes? One really popular type of tech talk is people showing off their epic gaming rigs and talking about just how affordably they can be obtained.
Which was my gaming setup.
Oh God.
Well, yeah, Linus, turn it down, please.
Voice is so annoying.
First off, with the PC, when I bought it, it was around $1,100. However, I made a few upgrades so far, so I think that price goes up to around $1,300.
You think? You think?
I think the entire keyboard was around $350.
You think?
The mic was free because it got sent.
Yeah, of course he thinks, because Mommy and Dad bought it for him, so what the fuck did he care about the price? Of course he's just saying, I think. He doesn't know.
Out to me. I paid for my boom arm, so the total for my gaming setup was around $2,560.
By that logic, wow, you guys wouldn't believe how affordably you can get this setup. I paid $0. EK sent this over to us so that we could put it in videos and have like a sick gaming rig. And wow, these two plants we got from IKEA for a total of, I think it was $10. I got these lightsabers. Maybe these were 20 bucks each at the Disney store. Who's counting anyway? These gold coins. These were sent by D-Brand. F you, D-Brand. Obviously, the best part, though, is this LTT Store Northern Lights desk pad, only $29.99, LTTstore.com. Samsung sent us this monitor. They actually sponsored the video we made about it, so...
I'm gonna be honest, I'm jealous of this monitor. I am jealous of this monitor. Unfortunately, this monitor is probably at least $500.
Net, this cost $-. So in total, this gaming setup costs you less than $0. Enjoy. Hope it was helpful. Freaking idiot.
God,
Watch what.
Linus, he's a child. For fuck's sake, he's a child. Leave the poor child. If he was 12 years old, I'd be surprised. Oh, Volt, don't. Now you're making me super jealous. Don't do that. I, just got a 32-inch monitor, 2 weeks ago, and I'm already jealous of that 34-inch widescreen that he's got. Because then I could just have one monitor on my table, and I wouldn't have to have 2 monitors anymore. That would basically be my dual monitor setup.
What happens when I turn on my epic gaming battle station?
Linus? Chat? I'm scared. Is he going to eat my soul? I think Linus is going to eat my soul. Oh god.
Okay, rigging VLC to open a video file when you turn on your computer. Not exactly a hack, but I can see why the kids would be into this. Unfortunately, what they didn't show you is how to do it. Step 1 is you'll need someone to control your RGB lighting. Andy.
You guys need to stop making me so jealous in your setups. Because, I want a new desk. I've had the same desk for, 5-6 years now. And it's a perfectly nice corner desk. But I want a new one. I want a slightly bigger one to put all my shit on, so I actually have space. But that's for another day. That's for another day. There are a lot of nice little techie things that I would like to have, but I don't buy them because I have to be careful. So.
You want to come out from behind the table? Yeah. We had an iPad to do that, but the app was being complicated, so Andy pressed the button. Anyway, the point is, all you got to do is go on spiceworks.com, and there's this great topic called Windows 10 Play a Video upon login before loading the desktop. It's a bit of doing. It will take a while, but the point is, if you really want to do that, you can follow this guide, or maybe there's a better one. I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter. I give this one a 4 out of 10. It's definitely cool, but they don't show you how to do it at all. What else we got here? Oh, good. Hardware Savvy is back.
Here's how to make your computer faster in 10 seconds. Restart your computer. When you enter your BIOS, find your RAM's XMP profile. Click on it and choose it.
Oh man, okay, there's a few things here. One, yes, okay, XMP can be a way to get a little bit more speed out of your computer, but in many cases, the XMP rated speed of your RAM will not actually run stably with your motherboard and the integrated memory controller on your CPU. I give this tech tip a 6.5. It's a
And my guess is the extra speed you're going to get will be fundamentally immaterial. The thing that's going to increase speed of your computer primarily, the primary reason, so if you have any given computer, this is not going the length of, okay, let's slap in a whole new CPU in it. So without doing a full-on CPU motherboard replacement. No, Potato, that's not overclock. That he's not talking about overclocking. This is just I don't know, I've never used it myself. I think it's just sort of like a RAM enabler type thing to maybe squeeze a little bit more speed out of your RAM. But fundamentally speaking, on a very basic level, if you want to speed up your computer, 9 times out of 10, the fix is either switching from an old HDD drive, which I did that a lot at my last job. People would bring me in their old computers and say, this thing's running really slow. and they're running a potato HDD hard drive, simple fix, flip in an SSD drive, or going from an SSD SATA to an SSD NVMe, you're gonna boost your speeds. That's the primary way on any given computer without going to a full CPU changeover, motherboard changeover. That's what's going to give you some tangible increases in speed or upgrading your RAM, getting more RAM into it. Like if you only have 4 gigs of RAM, up it to 8 gigs of RAM, or maybe even 12 gigs of RAM if you've got the RAM 6 and you've got the slots. So that is that you will see a much more tangible speed benefit to a computer that you have, an existing computer that is running slowly. Because I did a lot of that at my last job. Because it was old people, they had their computers for 7 years, and they had HDDs and maybe 4 gigs of RAM into it. I'd say, okay, I can make this faster for you. I'd hold on to it for a day, and I basically swap up the HDD with an SSD, and if they had available RAM slot, I'd slap in an extra RAM, get it from 4 gigs to 8 gigs. It was like giving them back a brand new computer. That's the best way from an average person standpoint that you could increase the speed of your computer. Doing what he did in the BIOS, you might squeeze a little bit of extra RAM speed out of it, but it's not going to make a tangible difference in comparison to doing those things. Savvy?
Valid tech tip, but there's a lot of details missing. Yeah, Hardware Savvy could have mentioned that it's called DOCP on AMD systems. That's useful. That's good to know. Oh my God, shut up. Okay, so it shows you how to add multiple things to the Windows clipboard. All right, that's pretty handy. Let's try it. Control-C, Control-C. Just make sure that you don't enable this feature on a shared computer if for whatever reason you are copying things that you wouldn't want anyone else to see. Boop. Good tech talk. 9.5 out of 10. I like it. Our final tech talk from the Savage 1013 has 59,000 hearts and 2,000 shares.
Push the FN, Windows, and Shift key with V. This is gonna reset / fix your drivers for your graphics card.
Okay, Control, Windows, Shift, B. Okay, 9 out of 10.
Control, Windows, Shift, V. Interesting. I'm gonna have to remember that. Although I rarely have problems with my graphics drivers. So I'm gonna have to remember that though. And Calypso, thank you for the follow. Welcome. Interesting. Reset GPU drivers, Windows Control Shift B, not V. Windows Control Shift B. That's an interesting one. I didn't know about that.
Could be a useful tech talk. Just like this could be a useful message from our sponsor, FreshBooks. FreshBooks is the easy-to-use accounting software designed specifically with you in mind, the small business owner. It has built-in automation so you spend less time tracking projects and more time doing what matters most, growing your business. So whether you're a tradesperson, creative agency, or a YouTuber, you can choose a plan that's right for you. They have award-winning Toronto-based customer support who's always ready to help you if you need it, and you don't have to take my word for any of this. You can try FreshBooks.
Ew, Alienware. Ew.
Books for free for 30 days today, no credit card required, at freshbooks.com/Linus. If you guys enjoyed this video, but you're looking for something a bit more serious, maybe check out our time card video. That's right, it's a card designed to keep time in your PC. It's actually really cool.
Well, that was kind of neat. There were some actual good ones in there, I must say. There were a couple good ones. I liked it.